celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio.
Hey, it's Hal Abrams here. You can reach us at 1-866-405-8405. Judy Francis screening your calls right now. Dr. Debbie's here. Dog father Joey Villani. Animal communicator Joey Turner. Vlade, the world-famous Russian dog wizard. All here. What do you got coming up in your tip, Joey Villani, ladies and gentlemen?
You know, I had two topics today, and up until 30 seconds ago, I didn't know which one I was going to talk about, but I think I'm going to go with the how to deal with your kitty's coat, maintaining it, because we don't talk about cats that much, so I figured, you know what, let's give a good kitty grooming tip.
Let's hit the phones with Dr. Debbie right now, or any one of the Dream Team. We have Mike on the phone. Hi, Mike.
Hey, how's it going today?
Good. Where are you?
I'm in Albany, New York.
How can we help you?
Well, I have a Himalayan Blue Point cat. He's about 6 or 7 years old, and he has that acne where he gets black stuff under his chin and around his eyes. And we used to give him prednisone shots, but we think that's probably not so great for him in the long run. So I'm wondering, is there a remedy of some kind that we could use to help with the gunk around the eyes and chin?
Oh, absolutely. Is that all that's been used so far, is just the steroid shots?
Yeah, pretty much.
Acne in cats is actually very common, and basically what you've described, they get little blackheads along the chin area or even on the sides of the face. So there can be different causes of this in cats, so I'd like to look first and try to figure out what potential causes are we dealing with. And believe it or not, a good proportion of cats with acne can have problems like mites, where they can actually have a type of ringworm that could be causing that. So there's some steps that we do to sample the area, screen for that first before we get on a long-term regimen. And I would definitely prefer to use many different other things before I kind of touch into the whole steroid well, because that would be my last option if I could avoid that. And there are some topicals that I commonly use for acne if we've eliminated all these other causes, the possible things, as far as there's types of antibiotic salves, benzoyl peroxide creams that you apply to the area, and those are more of a maintenance thing. So we don't really cure this problem. We're really going for the goal of maintaining and just controlling the problem. So that I'd make sure you get in your mind that there's probably not a quick and easy cure unless we find mites or a ringworm infection or something like that. But there are some other products. You mentioned that, like the eye discharge, which we see a lot in Himalayans, and it's kind of like their MO, if you will, is to have the brown gunk by their eyes. Very common in the breed. And some people will use either products to clean them. There are some tetracycline-type antibiotics that we can give orally that can help to decrease the facial staining associated with that. But again, I'm not a fan of using that long-term. It's more just kind of a temporary kind of clean things up. But I would really say that for your kitty, you're probably dealing already with tons of hair. The last thing you need to worry about is popping zits on the chin. So I would really see about get some sampling there on that chin area and make sure we're heading down the right path. But then get you set up with some good gels, maybe like Pyobin gel, which we use on the chin. And I have had some colleagues in dermatology have some good success with a product. It's actually a newer product, and it's called Duxo, DOUXO, and it's a spot-on treatment you put on a couple times a week, and it helps with some different seborrhea conditions. And I haven't used it myself, but some of my friends have used that and said that it works nicely for cats with chronic acne that we don't really get under control with other issues. So might be something else to kind of consider there.
Best of luck with that, Mike. I know that we had, one of our cats had acne, and it turned out just to be the bowl that they were eating out of. It was a plastic bowl that would grow mold and all kinds of yucky stuff.
Well, plastic can scratch, and then bacteria gets in there. And then when the cat eats out of it, it gets on the chin. So if you use like a ceramic or a metal that can wash, you can wash it really well.
Went away as soon as we used a metal bowl.
Yeah, and it can be kind of like an allergy, a contact allergy with plastic bowls. So yeah, you hit upon that right. And then there's other things like food allergies too that we can kind of get into, but that's kind of a secondary thing. So,
Mike, I have some world's best cat litter for you. The only litter made with whole kernel corn. For those that don't get through today to pick up a bag, you can get your free bag of world's best cat litter from the website at animalradio.com. Hit the world's best cat litter logo or banner, and it will take you to a rebate page. You'll get a rebate on your first bag of world's best cat litter. 1-866-405-8405 right now.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more about today's guest at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio. Here are your hosts, Hal Abrams and Judy Francis.
Judy's screening calls right now. Dr. Debbie working her way into the studio to answer your vet medical questions. Our very own dog father, Joey Villani, joining us. Yeah, he's the same guy from Animal Planet's Dogs 101.
Do you know what's funny about that? I got a good story if you want to hear it. It's semi-pet related, but more Joe Villani related.
Can we
so do you want to hear
Joey do another story? Yeah, yeah, you can go ahead with your story there.
A couple of weeks ago, my friend calls me up. He has something to do with this grooming convention that they have in Chicago. I didn't go, but something happened to their Best in Show judge, and they asked me, would you mind coming in, do Best in Show, because people are going to be upset that this particular woman wasn't there. They said, but if you come in, because you're people like you.
No one will even notice she was gone, right?
Well, here's the thing. In the pet industry, I'm like some semi-celebrity. But in the real world, I'm just another idiot from New Jersey that's on television. Okay? So anyway, I fly to Chicago on Tuesday. I have to judge on Wednesday, and then Wednesday night I fly out, so it's just a quick thing. So I fly in. When I fly into the show, I get there. The show is still going on Tuesday. I come in, and Joey Villani is like a rock star. It was amazing. So I'm getting swarmed with people taking pictures. So again, my head swells up, and what. Matter of fact, later that night, I had women knocking on my door.
No.
And listen, I swear to God, knocking on my door. And wanted me to come out to take pictures and go down to the bar. And I'm saying to myself, look at me, short, fat, and handsome. I guess the handsome just won that night.
So instead of throwing panties at you, do they throw dog leashes?
Yeah. What happened exactly?
Well, listen, you say you're going to cut me off here. I'm on a roll. Anyway, I judge the show. Beautiful Kerry Blue wins the show, and I'm flying back home. And I'm on the plane. And you know what? I'm feeling good. I'm like Tom Cruise or something. I'm feeling good. Animal Planet is on the television in JetBlue. And there's a woman sitting next to me, and she's kind of attractive, and we were talking a little bit, and she's watching Animal Planet, and Dogs 101 comes on. Okay, I'm going, this is good. Maybe it's one of my segments. I come on, and she's watching, and she's not saying anything. Not saying nothing. So I'm sitting there, and I can't, so I go, you recognize that guy? She says to me, no. I said, you don't recognize him? No, I don't. I said, it's me. And she looked at me like I was crazy and never said another word to me. So all I could say is, that big ego I had, I was knocked down and humbled back to reality. Just some idiot from New Jersey that's on television. And that's it.
That's good. I love that. Well, hey, listen, if you want to connect with Dogfather Joey Villani right now, toll free 1-866-405-8405. He's always a celebrity in my heart. Animal communicator Joy Turner is also here, and Vladi, the world famous Russian dog wizard, as well as Dr. Debbie. And in for news this week, in for Bobby Hill, we have Stacy Cohn filling in. She has some great news stories. She's going to talk about the new Disney resort that pampers pets. Do we have that information? Do you have that over here? I wanted to see this.
Right.
This is cool. It's called Best Friends Pet Resort, and it's scheduled to open in just a few weeks.
So it's just for pets?
It's a water park for dogs. Yeah.
Wow.
I would stay there. Never mind a dog.
Yeah.
50,000 square feet of space. It can accommodate 270 dogs, 30 cats, and pretty reasonable rates. She'll have all the details coming up in the news, as well as the new survey that says driving with your pet can be just as dangerous as texting while you're driving. And there's some new laws that are going to be coming out on that in just a few minutes. So if you want to connect with any one of us, we're all here, toll free, 1-866-405-8405. Let's go back to the phones with Joy Turner, animal communicator extraordinaire. We have...
Line 3, we have Maria.
Hi, Maria. How are you?
Hi, good. How you doing?
Good. Where are you today?
I'm in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. You have that New Hampshire accent.
I do.
How can we help you today, Maria?
Well, I heard your show, and I wanted to speak with Joy because I have 2 dogs, and sometimes at night they'll just start barking, and it's like they're barking at something in the house that I don't know what it is, and I was wondering if Joy could help me with that. Are they sensing something?
I can actually talk to them if you'd give me their names, please.
It's Stewie and Manny.
Stewie and Manny?
Yes.
Okay, and what kind of dogs are they?
They're pugs.
Okay, yes. For them, it was very important that I knew what kind of dogs they were. And they say they are sensing things, and they don't understand why you're not. So they bark, they think fairly continuously when they know these things are around.
Yes.
Trying to get you to pay attention to them.
Right.
And I was asking them what kinds of things these things might be, if they were things that made them afraid or how they felt, and they're not afraid. And they are spirits. Some of them are spirits of animals. Some of them are spirits that, from what they're showing me, I mean, I know a lot of people don't believe in things like divas or fairies, but some of them feel like that. And they think that your place is very populated with these little kinds of spirits, like it's kind of almost a little special little zone for them to be in. So do you have particular gardens, or is it just really animal-friendly at your house? What's the story?
Well, I had an animal that passed away, but now that I have these two dogs, I know they sense something, and I can see it. I'm very close to my dogs, and, you know, they're very sweet and caring, but I know they're trying to tell me there's something here.
Yeah,
but
and
I can't see it.
Okay, and they say they don't want you to be afraid of it because it's not unkind, but it started when this other dog that you used to have came back to visit, and now they say the way they would say it is, now he kind of has invited everybody he knows to stop in and say hello.
Oh, I see.
So there's all kinds of little spirit beings that pop in there to say hello and play with your dogs.
Things that go bump in the night.
Ah, scary.
Yeah, so what do I do about that when they get so, so active? There's something there.
Well, part of what you could do, because part of what they're trying to do is say, you've got to get the idea that somebody is here, so you can't just say be quiet, because then you're not receiving what they're trying to tell you. So what I would do if I were you, I would say, yes, I understand. Maybe it's your other puppy, or it's his friends, and they're coming to visit, and I do understand that. I'm not seeing them. It's okay. You need to know for you, is it okay if they're there? They don't seem to intend any harm, according to your dogs.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily bad that they're there. And talk to your dogs like you do get what they're telling you and why they're telling you, and it is okay with you that they're there, if that is, in fact, all right with you.
Okay.
Then they want you to know they're also going to bark a little bit to talk to these others.
Yeah, they do. They do a lot.
Yeah.
Inside voices. They need to use their inside voices.
I appreciate your call today, Maria. Good luck with that. Let us know how that works out. 1-866-405-8405 to connect with any one of the Dream Team right now. This portion of Animal Radio is brought to you by Kimpton Hotels. If you happen to be traveling to the Silicon Valley, take your pet along and stay at the Cypress Hotel.
Ooh, that sounds luxurious.
It's just one of over 50 Kimpton hotels that are 100% pet friendly, zero fees, no size or weight limits. Yes, you can bring your giraffe. Just give them a heads up, okay? Ask about Cypress Hotel's Sea Spot Run package when making your reservation at 1-888-KIMPTON, KIMPTON. Don't forget you can get 15% off your rates by hitting the Kimpton link in the front of animalradio.com. Thanks, guys, for sponsoring Animal Radio.
Hi, this is Steve Garvey on Animal Radio. Remember to spay and neuter your animals. Thank you.
As your best friend settles into middle age and shows signs of slowing down, SeniorPetProducts.com is there to help your senior pets live to the fullest by providing the latest news, information, and products for health, wellness, comfort, and mobility. At SeniorPetProducts.com, you'll find everything your aging pets need, from vitamins and supplements to diapers, boots, and accessories that'll make their senior years more comfortable, all at the lowest prices available. Thousands of products for the life of your pet. SeniorPetProducts.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, we at Litter Robot are pleased to announce our new spokescat, Cousin Vinny the Cat.
Thanks. It's good to be here with you guys talking about this here Litter Robot that automatically cleans up after us cats do our business.
And what would you like to say to our audience about the Litter Robot?
My owner seems to be saving up lots of cash now that he's not buying so much cat litter. Plus, I don't have to put up with that stinking litter box smell no more. With Litter Robot, I get clean litter every time.
Right, Vinny. The Litter Robot saves on litter and eliminates odors.
And seriously, the chicks dig it.
Okay. Vinny, where can our audience buy a Litter Robot?
Well, you gotta go online to the Litter Robot website and order one. Them Litter Robot guys don't even charge you for shipping.
That's great. People can just order a Litter Robot online at www.litter-robot.com. Animal Radio listeners can now save $20. Just enter Animal Radio as the coupon code when checking out. Thank you, Vinny. We look forward to hearing from you again soon.
Yeah, anytime, pal.
We get lots of food samples here at Animal Radio, so we can be picky about selecting a healthy food. If you're a regular listener, you know Ladybug is one finicky diva. When we got a sample of Stella and Chewy's, the healthy ingredients were there, but would she eat it? I'm here to tell you she ate it as fast as we put it down and begged for more. We feel good about feeding our dog Stella and Chewy's, and we want you to try Stella and Chewy's too. Visit StellaandChewy's.com or call 888-477-8977. That's 888-477-8977. This is
Animal Radio, baby.
It's great to see Disney has now opened up a resort to pamper pets in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. This is a resort, a water park for dogs is what they're calling it.
How cool is that? Just for pets?
50,000 square feet of space, half of it outdoors. It has room for 270 dogs, 30 cats, assorted other animals including birds, pot-bellied pigs, and small mammals such as hamsters and guinea pigs. They don't accept any turtles, snakes, or lizards, though.
Huh. And no children allowed, is that correct?
You hear that little devilish laughter there? Do you hear her laughter there? Can we record that? Guido, I want to hear her laughter back. I'm pretty sure it was the devil.
It did sound slightly evil. But you know what? Dogs want to have fun and not worried about getting into trouble by those children. I think that's the only fair way to go.
I understand. I completely understand. If I was a dog, I wouldn't want the kids around, frankly. I want rest and relaxation is what I want. A day away from the kids. And they're actually charging about $37 a night for this. And they, of course, have the big suites at about $76 a night. Little personal pet concierge, play yards and TVs, flat screen TVs for watching videos.
I want to stay there.
Frisbee. Yeah, it does sound like fun.
But you know, that's something they really needed, because I have so many people that travel to these kind of amusement parks, and there's nowhere for your pet unless you want to just stick them in a kennel. And, you know, who wants to go have fun at an amusement park if you know your dog is sitting in some kennel just kind of rotting away time?
This is totally true. You should be riding that Magic Mountain ride, and your dog should be playing in the water park at the same time. More details about that new Disney resort coming up in the news. Stacy Cohn in for Bobby Hill this week. The whole gang is here. Dr. Debbie, 1-866-405-8405. Dog Father Joey Villani. It's toll-free. Joy Turner. Vlade, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, all at your beck and call right now. When By Nature came on board with us here at Animal Radio, they said, we want to give away to all your listeners a little bit of By Nature so that they can see how good it is. And you know what they did? They sent us a couple of cases, too. And we're trying it out on the dogs. They absolutely love it. It's great food. It's called By Nature, and I want you to try some right now. 1-866-405-8405. I will give you a free bag. If you have a cat, I have a 7-pound bag of either their chicken and potato formula. By the way, it's all grain-free. Their 7 seafood platter, or their chicken, salmon, and duck formula. Now, if you have a dog, I have a 17-pound bag. Judy's going to have to lift it, because I'm told I'm not supposed to lift more than 10 pounds.
Hey.
Pork and sweet potato, salmon, ocean fish, and yogurt, or duck and sweet pea formula. It's By Nature dog foods and cat foods. Keep your pet feeling young with their powerful mix of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that promote a strong immune system. The first bag is on us. Now, if you don't get through on the phone today, you can head on over to the website at animalradio.com and click on the By Nature logo either at the top or the bottom of the page and get your free bag of By Nature. It is toll-free at 1-866-405-8405. You'll connect immediately with Dr. Debbie or Dog Father Joey Villani, animal communicator Joey Turner, or Vlade, the world-famous Russian dog wizard. We're all here for you. Let's see. I believe we have Ken, and Ken needs help from Dr. Debbie. Hi, Ken.
Hi.
How are you?
Great. I have a Havanese puppy that's 1 year old.
And she's developed over the past couple months. She's been lifting her her right rear leg when she walks. Occasionally she'll put it down, and then she goes upstairs. She always lifts her leg. And also, sometimes she'll run around like there's nothing wrong, and then after a while she'll continue to lift her leg. And we had her to the veterinarian, and the veterinarian said that she took an x-ray of her hip, and she said that the bone, the joint, the ball was like wearing at a spot in her joint.
Okay.
And they said that they do an operation where they take part of the ball off so it doesn't rub in that joint area.
Okay, yeah.
And I was wondering, is that something that Wiley used, that type of operation on a puppy like that? And what I was wondering, how the puppy or how the dog will be when it gets older. Will it affect the dog or...
Okay, yeah. Now, and I guess the first thing that when I check out a doggie for limping in the back leg, we'd definitely like to make sure we look at each joint. In a young dog, the other thing I do like to make sure we don't have an issue with is a kneecap problem, because kneecaps can kind of slide out in some breeds of dog and cause an intermittent limp. So if your vet looked at that and said everything's cool there, and that we're dealing with this hip, what you're describing is actually basically hip dysplasia, where we have a hip socket and then the ball of the hip, which doesn't quite fit together as it should and doesn't allow a nice smooth movement there. Yeah. When that happens where it just doesn't quite fit in place, it may subluxate, where kind of the ball kind of is a little bit shifted out of position and rubs on parts of bone that shouldn't be rubbing. That can be start off the whole cascade of pain. Then we end up with arthritis changes, and we lead to all these types of long-term hip deformations that happen with hip dysplasia. Yeah. So if they're actually seeing some mispositioning of that hip socket at this point, there are some options that we may be able to look at besides what they're describing. Now, the procedure that was described just now is basically a femoral head and neck osteectomy, and basically we call it FHO. For short, because it's horrible to say that. And FHO can be a useful way to remove that source of bone-on-bone rubbing that's not supposed to be happening. And it can be very good for a certain population of dogs. Now, in a young dog, there may be the option that we can intervene with a different procedure where we don't have to necessarily cut a body part out and remove it. And that might be something to look into. And that's actually one called a triple pelvic osteotomy, or TPO. And that procedure may be preferred in many cases in a younger dog, because we're not actually removing a piece of the body and throwing it away in the garbage. We're actually going to put a repositioning of that hip socket and try to align it into a more normal conformation. And, patient selection is important. So your vet may know more as far as knowing what your doggy's hip looks like, what the options are, what the surgeons in your area are. But if that is a possibility in a young dog, I would definitely look at that first before I'd move to an FHO surgery. And, but either which way, if it's that bad where they're already seeing that hip popping out of place, generally these are pets that need some kind of surgical intervention. And in the long-term scheme, we can even look at hip replacements, but we don't usually go for that in such a young dog. Yeah. So there might be some other steps we do before that.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering, I just thought maybe I'd get a second opinion before we went ahead with the operation, which they suggested that we'd have, and what the long-term, if it would affect the dog. And he said the only thing that would do, the dog wouldn't be able to stretch his leg out the back as far as the other one, but otherwise he could run and play just as like a normal dog.
Exactly. Yeah. So if the other surgery is not an option, the TPO, and you end up going to the FHO, all these abbreviations. Yes. Most dogs with that procedure do wonderfully. Now, we wouldn't expect a dog with a TPO an FHO to be an athletic dog. So we wouldn't want that to be a working dog or necessarily a dog that's going to be in competitions. But for everyday lifestyle, if you're removing that source of pain, they'll have a slightly shorter limb on that leg. So you may notice a little bit of a difference in their gait when they're running. But otherwise, once we're healed up down the road, we can be a very happy, normal pet. So I wouldn't hesitate from that.
Is the TPO, is that something that would be cheaper than doing the other option?
No, go the other direction. It's a heck of a lot more expensive, and mainly because it is done more with specialists. There's certain types of plate, basic hardware that has to be put in. So, it does require a lot more technical skill than the other surgeries. So.
I see. Okay.
Ken, we wish you the best of luck with that. Thank you for calling today.
Well, sure. Thank you for taking my call. I love listening to the show, and I hope you all well for the rest of the week.
Back at you there, buddy. We appreciate it. Yeah, second opinions. You need a second opinion. Your vet tell you one thing. Well, we can probably try to help you. We haven't invented the technology where you can hold the pet up to the radio yet. And
we're trying.
Hi, Leanne.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you today?
Doing good.
I have Vlade, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, here to help you with your problems.
Hi, Leanne. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. So how can I help you?
Well, I called to see what your suggestion would be. We are looking for a new companion dog. We lost our German Shepherd about 2 weeks ago. He was 12 and a half.
Okay.
We have a 9-year-old lab mix. Thank you. We have a 9-year-old lab who has never been without a dog. We found her as a 6-week-old puppy, and she's grieving her friend.
Leanne, honestly, the people who ever even once had experience to have German Shepherd in their home, in their household, would never go for something else, because you always will after that feel sorry, so you didn't get again German Shepherd. I would highly suggest you stop by the Reputable Rescue. Do you live in the Orange County, California, or somewhere else? No?
No, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
Because in our state of California, we have a German Shepherd Rescue, so I'm not sure. Probably you have also in your state, too. And I have to tell you very honestly, relationship between German Shepherd and Lab, it's a very special one, and you know that, and through my life I'm doing a lot of boot camps. What I mean by that, I'm getting dogs in my home and training them in my home. And my German Shepherd, the only breed she really truly enjoy, it is Labrador Retriever. You know why? Because they are very opposite. Shepherd and Labs, they're opposite. That's why they love each other. They don't threaten each other. They don't compete with each other. They just, becoming friends. So that would be my great suggestion. Be very careful about gender. You are looking for the opposite gender. I don't need to repeat you. You probably know that too. Yes?
Right. Yes.
Yes. So if you ask me what another breeds would be good beside German Shepherd, I would say, of course, Lab, of course, Golden. Portuguese Water Dog would be great match. Doberman would be great match to the Lab, because all of them comes, maybe beside Golden, comes from completely different personality-wise. So opposites always attract.
Okay.
I believe it's a good idea for you right now to get another dog. I would suggest you please follow my advice to take your old dog to the rescue or whatever you are planning to acquire another one, and see how they get along. In this situation, you should not do anything right. You should do everything wrong. What I mean by that, you should not really come to the neutral territory and do all these things. It should just work for you from the spot.
Okay, great.
Leanne, send us a picture when you get the new adoption.
We sure will. Thanks.
Thanks for calling today. 1-866-405-8405 to talk to anyone of the Dream Team.
Good boy.
See, this question did not require any explanations.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more about today's guest at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
This is an Animal Radio news update brought to you by World's Best Cat Litter, the only litter made from whole kernel corn.
I'm Stacy Cohen for Animal Radio. Guess what? The tooth fairy is real. Yep, for animals anyway. Here's how it works. Shane Fox, better known as the Tooth Fairy, comes into your home and doesn't use anesthesia. She arrives in scrubs and armed with dental scalers, a disposable toothbrush, a bright light, and a magic touch. After befriending your four-legger, she finds a calm spot, puts on soothing tunes, and gets your pet comfy using one of your old familiar towels. She'll go to work removing plaque and tartar and polishing the now pearly whites. Sessions last between 20 minutes and an hour, and it's just what the dentist ordered. No No need to worry about putting that money under the pillow. This Tooth Fairy takes money and reschedules an appointment all at the same time. And you can call her too. Check out her website, thetoothfairyllc.com. We do everything in our society to go green, but you can have pets that are eco-friendly as well. Here are the 5 greenest pets. A recycled pet of sorts can be had through shelter adoption. Pet overpopulation can create serious issues for the environment, including increased waste production. Like cats, keep them inside. Wildlife, such as birds, squirrels, and butterflies, will thank you for saving their lives. Annual kill counts are in the hundreds of millions. This can cause profound damage to the ecosystem. Have a pet that can function in 2 realms, a friend and a worker. Get a chicken. It'll not only give you companionship, but it also lays eggs. For dog lovers, downsize, opting for a smaller breed. Ready for how much that little guy eats? Even a medium-sized dog eats up to 360 pounds of food per year and has an environmental impact greater than that of an SUV driven 6,213 miles a year. Lastly, low-maintenance pets like birds or snakes typically require minimal food and produce less waste. You know, it just might be easier to sell animal cookies, but nonetheless, Southern Sudan has unveiled an ambitious plan to remake its capital cities in the shapes found on their state flags. An official says the government is talking with investors to raise $10 billion to finance it. A city shaped like a giraffe, a rhino-shaped town. The $10 billion concept will take decades to carry out. But the capital of Southern Sudan, Juba, is to be reshaped into a compact rhino with 2 pointy horns. The new area will be called Rhino City. Which came first, the pet or the animal? All depends on how or where you grew up. People with city backgrounds tend to see their pets as family members, while those with rural backgrounds tend to see pets as animals. People in rural areas are more likely to have a range of different animals, from farm animals to wild animals. I'm Stacy Cohen for Animal Radio. Get more breaking animal news at animalradio.com.
This has been an Animal Radio News Update brought to you by World's Best Cat Litter. Be sure of which common household plants are poisonous to pets, like lilies, tulip bulbs, and chrysanthemum, and keep them out of reach of all animals. Some foods that are toxic include chocolate, grapes, onions, and macadamia nuts. Get more tips at www.worldsbestcatlitter.com/radio.
You're listening to Animal Radio.
I know, Judy, you like to dress up the dog.
She gets cold. I'm going to defend that forever.
Susan, do you dress up your dog at all?
Well, Junior, he's my big lab boy, and I haven't yet. I got him a decorative little bauble for his collar. I had a red, white, and blue crystal that I let him wear when it's July 4th.
Oh, well, you see, I think Judy's gone overboard.
No,
just between you and me, Susan.
She gets cold. She's only like 6 pounds, and she gets cold, so I dress her up in a sweater or something when it's cold outside.
But the sweaters often have frills and...
well, if I'm going to dress her up, why not have her look fashionable at the same time?
And all that.
And matching outfits. Come on.
Yeah. Well, that can become really costly after a while.
It does, especially, if you buy them when she's little and then she grows up and...
Outgrows it?
Outgrows it.
So have you thought about getting used clothing anywhere? Is there any place around here that you get used clothing?
Not that I know of. No, I don't know of any place that has anything like that.
I saw this over here. I was looking at the internet, and I decided to get this guy on the phone.
This girl?
This guy girl. Boy, I sound real professional, don't I? How long have I been doing this?
That was a late night. Late night.
Okay, so her name is Garnell.
That's right.
And yeah, that's a gal's name. Hey, Garnell, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. You have a store in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area called Kenny'sCloset.com. And that's, of course, why I thought that it was a guy that we were going to be talking. Kenny, generally a guy's name, but it is Garnell that we're talking to. Kenny'sCloset.com. It's a consignment store for dog clothing?
It absolutely is. And what we look for are pets' clothing that is hardly worn or gently used, as we like to call, but it's generally premium and high-end clothing and accessories.
So we could save a lot of money on the frills and the bedazzle and all the sequins and stuff, buying it gently used.
Yep.
Well, gently used, right, because we're not we're not a thrift shop, because these things are pretty expensive from the start. And, what happened was when I bought Kenny, he was about the size of a bag of sugar, and now he's pretty big, but I bought sweaters, cashmere sweaters, down Parkers.
Exactly.
$75 here, $50 here. Harnesses. I have gorgeous stuff for labs, by the way. And, you know, after a couple of months, he's huge. And what do you do with these things?
Sure. Yes, and they're still in great shape.
Yeah, there's no donation box behind Target for dogs. You don't give no one's having a schnoodle because that's what he is. I'm like, oh, well, I can hold it on for you. So I said, let me just find a way to get rid of it. And that's what I did. That's how Kenny's Closet came about.
This is the first of its kind, isn't it?
Yeah, I have not come across a consignment shop for dogs yet. So I'm happy to say that we are one of the first. I mean, I'm sure there's someone else out there, but, you know, I meet people and I say, oh, that's gorgeous. You dress your dog all the time. What do you do with the stuff? Oh, it's in the closet, just sitting there. So I meet with folks and I'll look at it, and if Kenny will wear it, then I'll sell it. If it's not in good condition, you know, we just can't take it, because that's the whole point of it, is to help someone who's spent so much money on these clothes recoup some of your dollars back. You know, you're not going to become incredibly wealthy by this, but you will at least get a few dollars back so you can buy something else.
Let me give you the website. It's www.kennyscloset.com, KENNYS closet.com. Of course, we linked everything you've heard on today's show over at animalradio.com.
I'll be at your website looking at all the items.
If you like to dress up your dog like Judy, and there's a lot of clothing in your life, you want to get in touch with Garnell. Kenny'sCloset.com is the website. Garnell, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, hello, Taryn.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Where are you?
I'm in Kentucky, outside Louisville.
I could almost hear your accent.
Yeah, well, I'm from Georgia.
She's switching it up on us here.
Yeah.
So how are your animals? I got Dr. Debbie right here. She can help.
Oh, well, good. Yeah, we have a 2.5-year-old Brittany Spaniel. We bought her because we intend to breed her. We actually had a stud ready for her next heat cycle, but she appears to be pregnant. And from all my research, all the symptoms that she have wouldn't be false pregnancy because she's too far out of heat.
Okay.
She went into heat in June, like mid-June, and she's producing milk now.
Okay.
I can't feel any puppies, though, you know, I've never had to feel for puppies before. She doesn't look bigger.
Okay.
But how do you know?
And no chance that there's a boy around, or is that kind
of
a vague possibility?
You know, unless something came in our yard. And we kenneled her for part of the time she was in heat. But it's possible, but we didn't see anything happen.
Well, never underestimate the power of hormones in dogs. So that's what I always like to say.
Boys and men especially.
And all males.
You said it, Hal.
Yeah, I know.
But I guess the question and the answer to that is both false pregnancies and a true pregnancy last typically about the same time. So about 64 days is the general norm. So, you know, we're at that time frame where if we don't see puppies dropping and we don't really feel comfortable that this is a pregnancy, you can fix this or get the answer to the solution very quickly. Number one would be you can see your veterinarian and have an ultrasound done. That would be one of the most efficient ways at this point to see if we're pregnant.
Okay.
The true reality is that false pregnancies are not uncommon, and dogs will go through all of those signs of pregnancy, including some weight gain, milk production, nesting behaviors, and even carrying around little dolls like babies.
Right.
So there isn't an easy answer when the pet is displaying those type of signs. Now, some of the hormonal effects may last beyond what a regular pregnancy would. So that's where if it's getting past that 64-day period of time and there's no babies, you know, you may still be going through some hormonal surges from this kind of whole roller coaster called the false pregnancy.
Her genital area is very swollen, and she has a rash. She's been licking herself constantly, and at first we thought maybe it was like allergies or, you know, some skin irritant, and then we started thinking, well, hormone surges in women cause skin problems. Maybe, you know, now that we're thinking she's pregnant, would that be part of it? Could they even have that if they're not pregnant?
Sure could. Either scenario. Yeah, definitely. Now, when you look at her, I mean, does she look like she's gained a tremendous amount of weight?
Not a lot. She does look a little thicker, and her abdomen is a little, you know, like they say, firmer, and, you know, it looks bigger. She looks like a cow. My boys think we should milk her. I mean, she's taking a lot of milk.
Well, definitely. And that milk is kind of freaky because, you know, especially if we have a dog that we know has not been around male dogs and this happens, it's kind of like weird, huh? But,
it's very weird. And it's not out of the realm of possibilities. We just, you know, let her go out and find a boyfriend. And we don't know what dog would have been in the yard. We just moved here. We had only been here a month before she went into heat.
Is there a stick that dogs can pee on, Doc? How do you find out? Is it a blood test?
Great idea.
And then if it's false pregnancy, would that show up as a positive also?
That's a great question on that, and I don't know that the human pregnancy test can actually be used for dogs. But I'd say the easiest way I could suggest to kind of get to the root of this would be see the vet. And if she were here and I could feel her belly, I could probably tell you a little bit more as well. But I'd say for her safety and, for if there is a pregnancy, getting to see a veterinarian would be important. And there's also some benefits in that because if we have a pregnancy, a lot of times we will take x-rays of the babies so we know how many to anticipate. So there's some pre-planning steps that, we don't always like these teenage pregnancies where they're unanticipated. We try to get ahead of them so we know what we're getting into.
Like 15 or 16? We're so disappointed.
No, you said she's 2 years, right?
Yeah, about 2.5.
Okay. She's just a foolish young adult, that's all.
Gotta watch out for those foolish young adults. Well, good luck, and let us know how that turns out there, Taryn. I've learned a lot today about false pregnancies. I wonder, geez, can humans have false pregnancies? Huh.
They do psychologically. Some women do think that they're pregnant and they will carry babies, but I don't think they show physical signs, but who knows?
1-866-405-8405. Yes, when I say child, I'm talking about my cat and my dog.
This is
Animal Radio.
As you all know, many emails. I would like to address two most common for the last few weeks, which I received. People asking me, Vladdy, what the heck dog training color you are always recommending? And my answer would be Herm Springer, it's a German, Herm Springer dog training colors. Very humane, very gentle, create a gentle grip through the neck, imitate a doggy mama bite, will not hurt, will not harm your pets. And this would be starting point of dealing with unruly pets. I highly suggest you get for your little terrorist peach color.
He does have a very bad attitude.
We can keep complaining or we can take the actions. This is the only color I solely approve. They're very humane.
What is the name of it?
Prong color with quick release by company Herm Springer.
And that's spelled HERMSPRENGER. And, of course, we have links at the Animal Radio website.
Got it.
Sometimes people are crazy. Dogs are okay. That's for sure.
Fido Friendly is the travel and lifestyle magazine for you and your dog. Each issue includes hotel and destination reviews along with health and wellness topics, dog training tips, and the latest fashion trends. Pick up a copy at Borders, Barnes & Noble, Hastings, or go online to FidoFriendly.com and subscribe today. Fido Friendly is the only magazine dedicated to the travel and lifestyle of man's best friend and the one magazine your dog will thank you for.
When I went looking for a quality allergen-free dog food for Roscoe, a friend told me about Canine Caviar. Being a born skeptic, I examined every ingredient and most importantly, made sure it drove our dog's taste buds crazy. Here's the lowdown. Canine Caviar is holistic, allergen-free, with raw dehydrated meats, herbs, fish oil, and flaxseed for health and joint support. Good food for Roscoe from a company I can trust. Ask your pet store for Canine Caviar. Learn more at caninecaviar.com.
We have a brand new sponsor on Animal Radio. The last few weeks, you probably heard us talking about Pets Life oral spray. And this, of course, hits home for us because we had surgery on our studio cat about, 3 weeks ago now?
About 3 weeks ago, yes.
Had to have teeth coming out.
Uh-oh.
And, we sit here and we preach, yet our own animals are suffering from some of the things that we really should have taken care of. We really should have learned to brush our cat's teeth earlier and take care of them. When Pets Life came on as a sponsor, this excited me very much. I wanted to bring Bud Growth on. He's the top dog over at Pets Life. Hey, Bud, how you doing?
Hey, fantastic. Great to be on your show, by the way.
Of course. Pets Life Oral Care Spray. You invented it, I assume, because you had the same problem we had.
The thing that really got my attention is how many dogs and cats are actually dying from anesthesia. There had to be a better way. And they started anesthesia-free scaling clinics. But what happened, you're talking about brushing and how difficult it is, and absolutely it is. And now when you're talking about cats, we actually, the gel that we have, we added wild salmon oil to make it a little more taste-friendly. And what we talk about, honestly, is brushing is optional. Brushing will help speed up the process, but all it's going to do is take off what's already been loosened by our product. I laugh. I talk to people all the time. Like you personally might use Crest or Pepsodent or Colgate, but what happens every 6 months, usually we end up going to the dentist to have our own teeth cleaned. Right. And my passion is what's happening with the senior animals who are so susceptible to anesthesia. and it works amazingly well, and that's how we're winning them over, I've got to tell you.
My pets are hard to brush their teeth or get anything in the mouth. Do you have any tips on using your products?
Certainly on cats, one of the things, if you can just smear it on their lips, they lick it in. Cats are noted for preening themselves. They'll preen themselves or put it on the top of their paw. They'll shake their paw and say, "Mom, why did you do that again?" And then they get around to licking it off. Or even on their back hind leg area, they'll preen themselves. They'll lick it off. Dogs, basically the same way. If you can just smear some on their lips, they'll lick it in. Put a smear of peanut butter on a plate or a little bit of gravy or anything that there's really something that they like. And then over the edge of it, put a little bit of our gel, and they lick the treat in, and then the last thing they lick in their mouth is the gel until they're used to the product. Then you can go full strength. They'll usually lick it right out of your hand after they're used to it. Most pets have not really tasted a peppermint taste, and once they're used to it, the pets really like it. They love it. The First Defense does not have any fish oil in it, and it has a refreshing peppermint taste as well. So we're excited about it with our complete line, but again, I am so happy that you guys are talking about Pets Life, and all it is, alternative. We want to have you give it a try. The listening audience, we're in every PetSmart. We're in over 10,000 retail stores. If you want to order it direct from us, you certainly can. We give out the website all the time. It's just petslife.com.
And that's with a Z, I want to mention. So that
with a Z.
Yes, with a Z. And, of course, we link to everything you hear on today's show at animalradio.com. Petslife.com is the website. Pets Life Oral Care Spray and Gel. Awesome stuff, 100% natural, and they sponsor Animal Radio. Learn more about it. Pick it up at your local store. And, of course, Bud, we welcome our airwaves to you anytime you have a great product.
Oh, fantastic, and I'm so happy to be here and associated with you guys. You got one of the best radio stations in the country, and I appreciate being on it.
Did you know that 80% of dogs and 70% of cats show signs of oral disease by age 3? Now there's a healthy and natural solution. Pets Life Oral Care is an all-natural blend of extracts and oils that provide a safe solution, and no brushing is required. Perfect for senior pets. Pets Life Oral Care products are available in over 10,000 stores, including PetSmart. Call 888-453-4682. That's 888-453-4682. Or visit PetsLife.com. That's pets with a Z.com.
This portion of Animal Radio brought to you by
Herb Springer's Quick Release Dog Training Collar. Very humane, very gentle. Find a store near you at animalradio.com.
This is Animal Radio, baby.
Hey, CJ.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing today?
Better than I deserve.
Better than you deserve. Where are you calling from?
New York.
New York?
Yes.
You listening on XM satellite?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I have Lottie, the world-famous Russian dog wizard here. He's been to New York.
Yeah.
He was on...
Yes.
You went there for Letterman, didn't you?
Yes, I was in New York, so I understand New York's people's accent, and my accent a little bit worse than there, but we still will understand each other. My friend, New York, how can I help you?
Well, you're a shepherd guy like I am. I got two small problems. I have all-black female. She's 4 years old. She's the best dog in the world. I had her for a puppy. I just recently adopted a 14-month-old all-white male. And the two problems
and black dog and black dog doesn't get along with the white, the new white one?
They get along great. My dog is very social. But the male that I have, my female, she knows, she goes, I got chickens, she gets along great with them. She goes to the bathroom on the sides of my property in the mulch. She's great. The boy, he's the new kid on the block. He wants to chase the chickens, and he wants to poopy on the grass.
Yeah,
that's how I get him to stop doing the two bad things.
I see you're no bullshit type of the person, you know. You want to just straight to the point.
It gets me my tires on my lawnmower.
You're from New York. I know the people really well.
Upstate, though. I'm upstate New York, though. I'm
whatever.
60, 80 miles from the city.
You know, you're type of the person who's saying, well, Lottie, if you're a dog wizard, just get the heck in your back and pull a few magics, and how can I stop that stupid dog from chasing my chickens and poop in the right place? Am I right?
Yeah, I give him eggs every day, so he should love the chickens.
Okay, so now let's get to the bottom. Tell me, please. So this black one, your first one, you don't need to even bring it to my attention. It's just confusing.
Yeah,
so let's talk about your white one. Okay. So what breed it is? Newcomer.
Both German Shepherd.
Boy, you will get the ultimate expert of German Shepherds. You know, that I have my own German Shepherd. How German Shepherd could be bad?
That's why I figured you'd be the man.
Oh, yeah, I am the man. So you have a German Shepherd, 14 months German Shepherd female?
No, that's the male. He's neutered, and I just adopted him from a lady, yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So you have a big backyard, that is my understanding, yes?
Yeah, 5-acre orchard. The dog's got the life of Riley.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And whose chickens, yours or somebody else?
My chickens, yeah.
Your chickens. And, okay.
He doesn't hurt them. He thinks it's a game.
Yeah, so he doesn't really...
hurt animals, so he's trying to do his thing, but it's not good today.
So okay. So dilemma is understandable. What is your name again? I just don't want to be impolite.
CJ.
CJ.
Yes, sir.
Okay, CJ. No nonsense approach to your problem. This is the predator instinct, and the only way to stop it would be some type of the averse. So you can use different remote controllable devices, because in your situation there is no way you just can, run after your dog, scream, yell, toss, push, because, it's just impossible. Yeah. And when you are not around, the dog will do it anyway, because he will think when the cat is away, mouse can't play. It's going to be the same attitude like a girl. Just graduated Catholic school.
When they were when the chickens were young, and, I just, boom, no. She listens very well. And now she loves them. She lays around the chickens.
I know, but when the guy opened the door, he closed the window sometimes in your situation. Yeah. You can do the same thing, but remember, white shoppers, they're more stubborn than the regular ones. So
yes, she is.
Yeah, so you can do the same things basically. If you want to pick this way, you just need to put the pinch collar on your dog and do some type of the obedience training, redirect your dog's attention on you, put the pinch collar and leash and get outside and let's go. The dog is sniffing on the chickens, no sniff corrections, and the dog will have hard time to watch the chickens when he must watch you. So that could be the, some type of the way around. But it takes a lot of time. And if you have this time, welcome. If you don't have this time, you should use remote controllable devices. Yeah. One of them would be citronella oil spray, direct sprayer. So, you push the button and spray of citronella, startle him into the attention. Or you can get to remote controllable communicative devices, badly known in the past as the shock collars. Nowadays, they are tremendously evolved. As the professional, I would never, ever recommend anything if I would not believe, so it's a humane
I'm aware
and
of them.
nice.
I've used them in the past, yeah.
Yeah, but some people who listen to us nowadays, right now, may be falling from the chairs but I'm telling you, in the wrong hands, for instance, even plastic knife can be a dangerous weapon. In the right hands, it's an amazing device. You can use it such humanely. It's even much softer than the pinch collar, as a matter of fact. It's dial-in. They're not current operatable, they're static operatable. It's like you do sometimes sonics, like a ultrasonic procedure, like a tickling something, or you shake somebody's hands and just, hey, what is that? Spark.
Yeah.
That's static.
And
that comes in.
The sound works.
So the model in your situation would be Doctra, DOGTRA 1,900 probably, because white shoppers very, very physically bulletproof. That's gonna be a really solution for you. All what you need to do, put citronella oil sprayer or this one, whatever you prefer, hide and watch your dog like FBI. And if your dog is, just thinking about grabbing the chicken, push the button, and you probably will be just 3-4 times catch your dog in the action, and you will be done with this problem. Make sure when you are not supervising your dog, not spying on your dog. I should say you should make sure that's a very important mistake. If you're not spying on your dog must be, isolated from the chickens. And just, set it up, the problem, win a few times, you win a few battles, you will win the war. That's going to be no-nonsense approach.
1-866-405-8405 to connect with anyone of the Dream Team. Thanks, DJ.
This is
Animal Radio.
This portion of Animal Radio is brought to you by Pets Life Oral Care. Your pets can show signs of oral disease by age 3. Pets Life is a healthy and natural solution with no brushing required. Visit petslife.com. That's petslife with a Z.com. We've been using that the last few weeks, and while there's no substitute for brushing, it sure has made it a lot easier.
You're using it on yourself, Hal?
No, I haven't. But you know what?
Oh, okay.
They actually do have a human version, and the guy's sending me some to try. It's
okay. Here, I thought you were using a dog product on yourself, and I was going to say, shame.
Well, now, that shouldn't be so crazy, because I have been known to do that. I test everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of products that cross over, aren't there?
I'll test it. If my cat or dog are going to eat it, I'm going to eat it first. I'm going to make sure.
And I noticed that Ladybug shampoo is running low awful fast.
Smell my hair?
Yeah.
Smells pretty good, doesn't it?
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Smells like wet dog.
Well, a lot of us are traveling right now with our animals, and some airlines are trying to make it very convenient. I know the airports are opening up pet areas, a lot of the major areas, because they're recognizing more people are traveling with their animals, and especially in cabin. And I certainly encourage you, if you're going to travel on an airline with your animals, to make sure they're in cabin with you. After a few weeks back, the 7 puppies that lost their lives. Yeah. They've done the research now. They wanted to do autopsies and figure out what happened, and they say heat probably killed the 7 puppies that died in the cargo hold of an American Airlines jet last month. An American Airlines spokeswoman said that the necropsies on the puppies... What's the difference between a necropsy and an autopsy?
Human and animal.
We call it autopsy in people because it's yourself, it's the species, but it's actually called necropsy in animals.
Okay. Well, they say those were inconclusive, but believe that heat may have been a factor. And now they do have policies and laws that they follow, that if the tarmac is a certain temperature, they won't even accept your animal. But I guess
that's what I thought.
What happened in this situation is it changed. Temperature change.
And in my eyes, the rule is 85 degrees on the ground in the area where they're at. In my eyes, in the summer months, if I can do anything to discourage people from flying their pets in cargo, I'm going to do it. Because there are so many variables. Delays, what's the ventilation? Are there other pets, other carriers around? So really, I feel anytime your pet is traveling in cargo in the summer months, you're going to be taking some risks. And the special risk would be more for pets that are short-nosed breeds, those brachycephalics. Young dogs, such as pups, they don't ventilate as well as an adult dog. They don't have the mature systems. And then our older pets, that are going to all have problems, and especially in high heat, confined areas where there's maybe extra excitement and a lack of airflow. So that is, it's a tough situation, and my heart goes out to the folks receiving those dogs and sending, because that is a tragic situation.
Now, what about in the winter? Can they get too cold in the cargo?
Same thing.
They can. There's less of a concern for some situations, but the heat tends to be the biggest issue. And there is a lower end restriction as well, but in many cases, some vets will actually write an exemption letter if the pet is acclimated to temperatures that are kind of cold in their regular temperature zone. So that can be a role, but I'd say it's less so than the heat plays a role. And you know what? Just the other day, we had a health certificate request for a 14-year-old cat that was skinny, wasted down to nothing, and very obviously ill. And they wanted to fly it to the Midwest in 105-degree heat here in Vegas. And just sometimes things scream out to us veterinarians, this is a bad idea. And that is definitely one that I would have to say I just had to speak up, because it just didn't sound safe for the pet on either way.
And then you say that's, what is it, brachycephalic? What do you call that?
Brachycephalic.
Brachycephalic.
Yeah, it's just a fancy word for the little smushed-in Mack truck-looking faces.
The dogs that look like they've been chasing parked cars.
Yeah,
yes, okay.
That's the ones.
Okay.
You're listening to Animal Radio. You can learn more at animalradio.com. Log on. Learn more.
I said enough! Hey gang, this is the Money Man, Eddie Money. Make sure you spay your pets and keep the dial right here to Animal Radio. It's the greatest station in the world.
Celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio. Here are your hosts, Hal Abrams and Judy Francis.
And Judy celebrates her 29th birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Judy.
Well,
29.
Thank you very much. I know. Finally.
I got her for her birthday a bag of World's Best cat litter and a bag of By Nature cat food.
Yeah, all these free things that you get, Hal.
Well, happy birthday.
The best cat litter on the market.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I'm not complaining. I will take it.
You can't beat it.
No.
It is also Labor Day weekend. And what does that really mean? I mean...
The labor force.
Is it the labor force?
Yes, all those hardworking people can get a day off.
So we should be on double time rate today, right?
I know. We should have the day off. I mean, my birthday,
weekend off.
I should be paid triple time for today.
You should be paid triple time. I'm telling you right now, just for putting up with us guys. Hey, listen, we have a Dutch Journey pet destination coming up in just a few minutes. If you want to participate this week, tell us the place that you want to take your pet or you take your pet regularly. Share that place with the thought that maybe it'll get crowded and inundated with everybody that hears this.
Hey, no.
And we will give you prizes in exchange for you telling us your favorite place to take your pet, your dog, your cat, your iguana, for a Dodge Journey pet destination coming up in just a few minutes here at 1-866-405-8405.
Are you ready to reveal yours, Hal?
Am I?
Yeah. Put some pressure on him, Joey.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, we were sitting here waiting. Judy did hers. I did mine. Everyone did everyone's.
Lottie did his, yeah.
Lottie?
You know what? Maybe you don't have one. Maybe you're just lying to us.
You're a loser.
Oh, you see, you think it's the reverse psychology that's going to work there. Oh, you don't have one. I'm going to be like, yeah, well, it's not. No, I just don't want it to get inundated with people and dogs.
Well,
I got a proposition for Dodge. They should give me a nice SRT Challenger convertible to drive around my dog to every destination and just check it out and report on it.
What do you say about that?
Hey.
Get Dodge on the phone immediately.
Get him on the phone.
I want that gig.
Okay, well, your Dodge Journey pet destination coming up in just a few minutes. Disney has a brand new resort called the Best Friends Pet Resort. It's for your pets. It's a water park for dogs, and that's coming up in the news with Stacy Cohen filling in for Bobby Hill today, all on Animal Radio. Happy Labor Day weekend. Karen? Hi, Karen. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Very good. I got Dr. Debbie standing right here. How can she help you?
Well, I have a 14-and-a-half-year-old cat. He was a feral kitten, and I've raised him. He's a great pet. But I've had problems with his ears probably for the last 7 years, and it doesn't seem like we can get anything under control, and I'm not sure if he hasn't been misdiagnosed.
Okay. Well, what has he been diagnosed with so far?
Well, it started out with ear mites, and the treatments were fairly successful depending on what they were. It seemed like a shot controlled them better than the ear drops. But in the last several years, he's developed, he's always congested. He has a thick congestion in his nose. It varies from a white, thick mucus to yellow to sometimes bloody. And the last time I had him at the vet, she thought maybe it was a malformation of his nose or a tumor. But he always has this black, crusty stuff in his ear.
Okay. And, I mean, is the vet able, I mean, this is where I like to look into the radio here. Are they able to actually see in your kitty's ear canal, or is there just a lot of gunk in there that they can't really get a good look?
There's a lot of gunk in there. And I've used, I think the last drops I got were Mitaclear. And then there was an Octi rinse or something to clean his ear with, but it just never goes away. It's always there.
Okay. And is he an inside kitty or does he go outside?
He's a farm cat, In the wintertime, he pretty much stays in the house, and in the summertime, he's pretty much out all the time.
All right. Well, here's what I would typically do, Karen. When we have, especially a chronic ear infection, there's a couple things I would do. Is I would want to make sure we take some nice samples of what that garbage looks like inside the ear and do some things with it. So I put that on slides. I might even culture it, but I definitely want more about what we've got. And if I find mites, great. Then we'll treat that way. But I wouldn't stop looking, because a lot of times we can find bacterial infections along with that, or fungal infections, and I want to make sure we get the right medication around there. Now, if we've got a lot of garbage in the ear, one of the main things we may need to do is to get that out of the ear, and that's really hard to do with just squeezing a liquid down the ears and asking you to clean them at home. So only thing is, age concerns aside, with anesthesia, I would talk about doing a anesthetic flush to get the garbage out and to allow us to look inside that ear canal. Because there's a lot of things that might be playing a role deeper down in the ear that we really need to get to the root of. And that's how I would try to manage some of those chronic aspects to an ear infection. Now, you mentioned some other stuff about the congestion and some of this discharge stuff. In some cases, with chronic infections in cats in the ears, we can actually run into a development of a type of a polyp that grows. It may be, a primary problem. The growth is the underlying issue. But in some cases, it's actually a benign growth that can occur deep inside the ear canal. And in some cases, it actually can come from the ear canal and actually go into the back of the throat or down into the back of the mouth. So some of the concerns of a growth back there might not be all that far gone. And that might take some actual anesthetic procedures to actually look at that and to try to evaluate that a bit further. But that could be something that might be playing a role to cause both that congestion type sign and the ear infection. And I guess the other thing is we do have an older kitty here, so we have to keep our eyes open for bad teeth as well as, tumor potentials, kind of all the way across the board. But I think that I would get a little bit more aggressive as far as getting those samples, getting the ears cleaned, and then seeing if we might have something like a polyp in there.
Okay. What is a fungus in the ear?
A fungus. I know, doesn't that sound scary? A fungus basically would be like yeast. The technical word is malassezia. And yeast is just as common as bacteria in dogs and cats' ears and on their skin. And it's an opportunist that takes advantage of that real warm, moist environment in that dark ear canal. So, not so much like fungus-like things that, might be growing on your bread in the refrigerator, but a little different class, but actually very common in skin disease in animals.
Well, I really think he's kind of lost his hearing in that ear.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how aggressive to be with his age.
Yeah, and that's always something to balance, age versus, the condition present. Living with a chronic ear infection ain't fun for anybody. So thank you so much for your call, Karen. We appreciate you listening in and hope that's of some help for you and your kitty.
1-866-405-8405. How would you like a free sample of Stella and Chewy's? This is the food that we've been talking about. Ladybug, our studio stunt dog, she's very finicky. She absolutely loves this food. It's the official food of Ladybug, the studio stunt dog, in fact.
And she's still eating it. Normally, she'll eat a food for 1 or 2 tries when you first introduce it, and then she's done with it. Yeah. This one has been going on for months.
Months and months and
months. Months and months.
And she still loves it. It's healthy food, natural goodness, made with raw USDA-inspected meat. It's raised naturally. There's no added hormones or antibiotics. I'd like to send you a sample to try out. It's really cool. It comes in this freeze-dried patty. You don't have to open any more cans. And they can eat it dry, or they can eat it moist. This last couple of weeks, I've noticed that Ladybug's been eating it dry.
Yes, she's preferring it dry today. Who knows what she'll want tomorrow with it.
You're able to switch it up, which is really cool. Also, Stella and Chewy's has chicken treats, and these chicken treats are great for the cats. The only ingredient in it, just chicken, 100% chicken.
Healthy treat.
If you'd like to give it a try, why don't you go ahead and send us a self-addressed stamped envelope. Now, the address, all the information to do that is up at animalradio.com. Of course, you can learn more about Stella and Chewy's at stellaandchewy's.com. And I can guarantee the lowest prices on the internet of Stella and Chewy's over at animalradio.com. Learn more about it. Great food. Get a sample of Stella and Chewy's.
Ladies and gentlemen, we at Litter Robot are pleased to announce our new spokescat, Cousin Vinny the Cat.
Thanks. It's good to be here with you guys talking about this here Litter Robot that automatically cleans up after us cats do our business.
And what would you like to say to our audience about the Litter Robot?
My owner seems to be saving up lots of cash now that he's not buying so much cat litter. Plus, I don't have to put up with that stinking litter box smell no more. With Litter Robot, I get clean litter every time.
Right, Vinny. The Litter Robot saves on litter and eliminates odors.
And seriously, the chicks dig it.
Okay. Vinny, where can our audience buy a Litter Robot?
Well, you gotta go online to the Litter Robot website and order one. Them Litter Robot guys don't even charge you for shipping.
That's great. People can just order a Litter Robot online at www.litter-robot.com. Animal Radio listeners can now save $20. Just enter Animal Radio as the coupon code when checking out. Thank you, Vinny. We look forward to hearing from you again soon.
Yeah, anytime, pal.
When I went looking for a quality allergen-free dog food for Roscoe, a friend told me about canine caviar. Being a born skeptic, I examined every ingredient and, most importantly, made sure it drove our dog's taste buds crazy. Here's the lowdown. Canine caviar is holistic, allergen-free, with raw dehydrated meats, herbs, fish oil, and flaxseed for health and joint support. Good food for Roscoe from a company I can trust. Ask your pet store for canine caviar. Learn more at caninecaviar.com.
When Animal Radio picked America's top vet, they wanted to make sure that your animal's health came first. That's why they picked the Paso Robles Veterinary Medical Clinic. Treating animals for over 50 years with the latest diagnostic tools in their full-service hospital, the Paso Robles Veterinary Medical Clinic always puts your pets first. Call 805-238-4622 or visit them at PasoVets.com. That's Paso, P-A-S-O, Vets.com to get the best care for your pet.
This is Fred Willard on Animal Radio. Remember to spay and neuter your animals. I've had it done to me. It's not that rough.
Celebrating our connection with our pets. This is Animal Radio.
Hey ho! Hal Abrams here. 1-866-405-8405. That number connects you directly with any one of the Dream Team. Actually, first Judy Francis, producing here. She'll screen your calls and she'll either say, that sounds like a call for Dr. Debbie, or a call for dog father Joey Villani, or animal communicator Joey Turner, or Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard. If you're new to Animal Radio, you probably don't know Dog Father Joey Villani, recognized wherever he goes. He's from Animal Planet.
Except on JetBlue.
Yes. Animal Planet, Dogs 101, Groomer Has It, and soon to be a new television show, I'm pretty sure. Hey, Dr. Debbie is also here. She's our veterinarian, and she takes care of all the animals here. They're pretty darn healthy, if I may say so myself. Animal communicator Joy Turner, she's helping you bridge that gap between your animals, whether they're alive or maybe they've passed. She can communicate with them. You may be a little skeptical, and frankly I am too, but she sent us some things that have really freaked my...
Yeah, she was right on.
Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, you may have seen him on David Letterman. He can help you with your most vexing dog issues. We're all here, toll-free right now. Brand new survey says that if you're driving with your pets, that's just as dangerous as driving while texting.
Is that a surprise?
No,
Does anyone else think that doesn't sound surprising?
And we all know that can cause train wrecks and all kinds of massive wrecks.
That's my wife. My wife will drive with the dog on her lap and text.
She'll do both.
At the same time.
Oh.
The study found that more than half of the owners pet their dogs while driving, and 1 in 5 allow their dogs to sit on their lap. Does the missus do that, Joey?
She does. She got in trouble for that. She had a little convertible, and this was actually back in New Jersey where we can get away with everything. And driving with Miles, it was by Doc Karen, and she got pulled over.
Did she get a ticket?
No, they didn't give her a ticket, but they told her, please take the dog off your lap when you're driving.
Yeah, well,
see, I don't do that.
There's at least 8 states: Connecticut, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, California, Oregon, Massachusetts, Nevada, Washington. They require drivers to secure their animals when they're in the open area of a vehicle, such as like the back of a pickup truck. But none of them require restraining or securing the animals when they're inside the vehicle.
Wow.
But you always see people driving around in the back of the pickup truck, the dogs.
Yeah.
That's illegal, folks, just in case you didn't know that. In fact, if you have a 10-pound dog, it's loose in the car, the car crashes at, let's say, 50 miles an hour. That's 500 pounds of pressure. Think of what that's going to do to you, what it's going to do to the dog, whoever's in the way.
I think we have to realize that, pets are, in many cases, they're small children. And, we would secure our children in the car, so why wouldn't we secure our pets? You don't want a carrier coming flying at you, so you want to make sure you use a seatbelt. Secure a pet's carrier in the car. Or even use the doggy seatbelts. They're a wonderful thing, so you want to keep them safe, keep them off from the foot pedal. I've had cats that get stuck under the foot pedal while people are driving. Does that sound right? No.
What is with that? Cats, they don't want to go anywhere else in the car except where the accelerator and the brakes are.
Under the seat. That's the other favorite spot they hide.
In Nevada, it's a misdemeanor to transport an animal in a vehicle. It's considered cruel or inhumane if you don't have them secured. And that could mean jail time or a $1,000 fine or both.
Good for Nevada.
Isn't that?
I could dial up a hooker, but I can't put my dog in the car without a seatbelt.
That's some state there. I got to love that. Here in
I like that state.
California with our governor he vetoed a bill in 2008 that some critics called the Paris Hilton bill. I don't know if you remember that. It would have fined drivers $35 for sharing the driver's seat with an animal.
I think they should pass that. I don't think it's right. I don't travel with my dog.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
That's too dangerous. And I want to protect my puppy.
You know what's funny? Just a few days after the governor vetoed this, his wife, Mariah Shriver, she got busted. She had a couple of animals on her leg when she got on her lap when she got pulled over. So it's interesting that he vetoed that.
It was a cell phone too. She got busted for that even after that was passed, not using a cell phone while driving. She just doesn't seem to respect our laws here in California.
Oh, that's okay. I think both of them will be exiting soon. It's the term limits, I think is what they call that.
So.
He's been in for 8 years or 12 years. Boy, he's been
that
in a long time.
already?
Long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
The new governor will, I think, be Meg Whitman, of course, who started eBay. And whether she's animal friendly or not is yet to be seen.
Yeah, who knows?
Hey, if you want to connect with any one of the dream team here, Dr. Debbie, dog father Joey Villani, or Stacy Cohn in for Bobby Hill, animal communicator Joy Turner, or Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard, toll-free, 1-866-405-8405. Let's go to the phones. We have Tanya on the phone. Hi, Tanya.
Hi.
Where are you calling from?
Lunenburg, Massachusetts. I just moved from California.
Oh, quite a change. You're going to be in for winter this year, huh?
Yes.
Snow. Which part of California did you move from?
San Francisco.
You know what? I'm just going to send your animal some toys right now just because I feel for you. Okay?
Okay.
You're also on with Dr. Debbie.
Go ahead there, Tanya. He's just going down some crazy road there.
Okay. I have 4 Siberian Huskies, and 2 of them have had chronic diarrhea, and I have tried absolutely everything. They've been on Flagyl and steroids, and that hasn't seemed to help. They're on a hypoallergenic diet. I wash all their toys. I sanitize my yard. I constantly wash their food, their food bowls, and I'm scrubbing the floors just to try to knock this diarrhea out, and nothing will help.
Oh, golly. Now, did they have this diarrhea before you moved?
Yes. They had, both of them, they had the same parents. They came from the same breeder. So they both had Giardia, and it took me about 3 months to get them completely cleared of Giardia. Okay. I've just had them tested, and they don't have any absorption issues, and the bacteria growth in their intestines seems to be okay.
Okay.
So I'm at my wit's end.
Okay, and you mentioned you're feeding a hypoallergenic diet, and that's definitely very important. Can you give me more specifics on what you're feeding?
Yeah, it's the IDV or IVD diet. Yeah.
Okay.
I just go and pick up like 30 pounds from my vet, and all of them eat it. So there's they can get into someone else's food.
Good. Yeah, that's important. And is it one of like their venison foods or the duck food?
I think it's duck and potato.
Good. Well, I mean, it sounds like you've headed down a lot of the important roads here. The concern with when we have Giardia as a parasite is that is a tough parasite to kick, and a lot of pets can have chronic problems with that. It's a little microscopic parasite that they can intermittently shed, so you can do 3, 4, 5 different fecal tests, and you might not pick it up. So hopefully, when we test for this, we're doing a regular fecal, what they call a flotation test, and we're also doing an ELISA test, which is a little bit more specific for that particular organism. So even if they don't visually see it, they can pick up evidence that it's there. And Giardia, that would still be a bit of a concern for me. And Flagyl or metronidazole is one of the medicines I use, but I also like to use, in some cases, Panacure, which is a type of a dewormer, actually. And I'll use that in combination with, the metronidazole. And that we hopefully can help to kick the Giardia. The other thing is, for some dogs with Giardia, I will actually use, there's the Giardia vaccine. And that helps to decrease the shedding of the organism. And that can help in decreasing the amount of reinfection, because this organism is sneaky. And it can hang out in the yard for long periods of time. It can actually hang out on the dog's butt, and then they can re-ingest that as they're cleaning themselves. So for pets with Giardia, we do, I do bathing several times a week to clean that butt area so that we don't get that reinfestation in that way. So that would be one of my big things, is I'd really kind of look down that parasite road maybe a little bit further. And some of the other big things with chronic diarrhea, and I hope you've tried it. If not, I would definitely encourage the use of a probiotic, which is basically a culture of healthy, good bacteria. Like people take L-KCI, immunity, and all of that. So for dogs, there's some very good supplements that diarrhea, whatever cause, something upsets your dog's digestive tract, they get into something, they get an infection. It makes good sense to try something that is very simple and that helps to restore what is normal bacteria in the digestive tract. And that can kind of sometimes take a couple weeks to really see a difference or a change. But I would want to make sure we're on something like Fortiflora, which is a product by Purina.
I put that on their food.
Good. And were you on that very long?
I've been on that for probably about 7 months.
So you've been with that already No, that's good. I mean, yeah, that's exactly what we want to do. If you've been on it a good while, that should be at least doing some part to help things out. Now, you mentioned both of these doggies are related, and in the Huskies, there's not a lot of information I have on breed-related nutritional problems, but we do see some dogs that have sensitivities to things like wheat and some of the different grains. So I'd have to check the label on that particular food to make sure there's none of those types of things in there. That, for some pets, if we go to a grain-free diet, that too can help in normalizing their diet and to get those stools back on track. I don't know if it sounds like you've done a lot of different things, and it might take, kind of starting from square one and making sure we've readdressed all these problems, like the parasite aspect, and make sure we really, have treated that to the best of our capacity. And, that I think is going to be a little bit of sleuth work to work with your veterinarian to try to figure that out.
Okay.
So sorry, I don't have an easy answer there, but definitely as you're getting settled into the East Coast and, their stress level comes down, hopefully we'll be able to get that diarrhea back in track with the diet and maybe with the probiotics.
The whole gang, Dr. Debbie here to answer your vet medical questions. Dog father Joey Villani, animal communicator Joey Turner, Vladi, the world-famous Russian dog wizard. We're all here at your beck and call. Toll free, 1-866-405-8405. Well, Judy, today's your birthday. It's just 29, I guess, right?
Again? Yes, of course.
I have a gift for you. I have a bag of world's best cat litter for your birthday. Happy birthday.
Hey, that's no gift. You got a free bag of litter and you're going to pawn it off on me for my birthday?
Well, you have a cat.
Regifter.
Okay. Well, I did get it free, you're right. And, of course, anybody within the sound of my voice can get a free bag of world's best cat litter. All you have to do is hit the world's best cat litter logo on the front of animalradio.com. There's a banner at top or the logo on the bottom. Hit either one of those, and you'll get hooked up with a free bag of world's best cat litter. It's the only whole kernel corn formula. We've been using it for over a decade.
Okay, give me that bag up. I could use it.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. This is
Animal Radio.
Animal Radio is brought to you by
One Shot Plus Multi-Purpose Cleaner attacks everyday stains, pet stains, crayon marks, mildew. One shot and it's gone. Call 1-866-734-1120 or go to oneshotplus.com to get yours now. This is an Animal Radio news update brought to you by World's Best Cat Litter. the only litter made from whole kernel corn.
I'm Stacy Cohen for Animal Radio. Sometimes you gotta be slick to survive, and these turtles have been slick and very resilient. Retired Coast Guard Admiral Thad Allen, who's overseeing the oil crisis for the government, helped release 22 oiled sea turtles about a mile off the coast of Cedar Key, Florida. This was an area unaffected by the spilled crude. These were the very first oiled turtles found in the Gulf and have now been rehabilitated. Texting, talking on the phone, eating, and your dog on your lap while you drive? Very serious. Pets left unrestrained inside moving cars pose a major distraction that could be deadly. A new AAA study released warns motorists. About 2/3 of dog owners that have been surveyed by AAA organization said that they routinely drive while petting or playing with their dogs, sometimes even giving them food or water while they're going through traffic. Dogs inside wrecked cars often become territorial and protective of their owners when police and emergency responders try to rescue the injured people inside. That leaves authorities no other option than to shoot the animal in order to help the driver and the passengers. Rabies are on the rise in Colorado. State public health officials are warning Colorado residents about the rapid rise of rabies in skunks. The highly infectious disease is moving quickly from the eastern plains towards the Front Range. Nearly 100 animals, mainly bats and skunks, have been tested positive for rabies statewide already this year. Health officials are reminding people to keep their pets' rabies shots up to date and to take precaution to avoid kids or pets from coming into contact with wildlife. Well, does a bear do it in the woods? Not that. Guard pot plants, of course. In British Columbia, police who uncovered 2 marijuana fields near the U.S.-Canada border had to tread very carefully. There were 13 black bears that were wandering around the crops. Royal Canadian Mounted Police said that when police arrived in the area a couple weeks ago, they discovered the bears and cautiously went about making the seizure. It's not clear if they used the bears to guard these pot fields or just like having them as pets. They said the bears were pretty docile and obviously very used to humans. The property's 2 owners were arrested on charges of production and possession of a controlled substance. Disney's going to the dogs. Gets really goofy. Very goofy with Pluto and Goofy, and now they've got a place to play at Disneyland. Best Friends Pet Resort, scheduled to open August 27th, will offer not just boarding, but also a water park for your dogs. These pets will live in the lap of luxury with more than 50,000 square feet of space and half of it outdoors. They've got room for 270 dogs, 30 cats, and assorted other animals. I'm Stacy Cohen for Animal Radio. Get more breaking animal news at animalradio.com.
This has been an Animal Radio News Update brought to you by World's Best Cat Litter. Did you know being left unattended outside can put cats at risk for injuries and sickness? Feline leukemia and feline AIDS is much more prevalent among outdoor cats. Indoor cats live longer. Think about keeping your furry friend indoors. Get more tips at www.worldsbestcatlitter.com/radio.
Animal Radio is brought to you by Natural Balance Pet Food, the finest food you can buy for the health of your pet. No matter which line of Natural Balance Pet Food you choose, you know it will truly be the food for a lifetime. Visit www.naturalbalance.net to learn more.
This is
Animal Radio.
Wait, you were 29 last year. I don't understand. How can you be 29 again this year?
No, I wasn't 29 last year.
So that must mean that you're 30 this year.
No, I'm 29.
Okay, well,
Just
happy
turned
birthday.
29. Thank you.
The whole dream team here at your beck and call, 1-866-405-8405. We have Phil. Hey, Phil.
Hey, I got a question on training my dog.
Hi, Phil. You're with Vladdy. How are you?
Not too bad.
Okay, Phil.
I have questions on training my dog.
Okay, Phil, and we do it a little bit differently this time. We start with the question. So give me the question, and after I ask you about, related questions. So tell me, I want to stop my dog from...
ignoring me unless there's a treat.
So you want to teach your dog how to ignore you?
No, I want to stop her from ignoring me unless I have a treat in hand. If I have a treat in my hand, she listens. If I don't, she ignores me.
What about your girlfriend or wife? Do they have the same behavior pattern toward you? As long as you have a few hungry bucks in the pocket, they pay attention to you. If you don't, they don't, or it's kind of just toward the dog?
I don't think I understood your question.
Hell, translate it, please.
Do the humans in your life treat you the same way the dog does?
No.
Now give me a little bit more explanation. So what the breed you've got?
I have a part Jack Russell, part Dachshund. Very smart. She taught herself to be house trained. She taught herself how to play because when I got her, I was laid up with a broken leg. I couldn't even get to bed.
And how old is she?
3.
3 years old. And that's what you got?
Yeah, she will do every trick and every command that I tell her to do as long as I have treats in my hand. But when I don't, she won't listen.
Okay, so it's not what she doesn't it's not what she doesn't see. She doesn't see that you are existing around. It's just you have no control as long as you're having, it's just a matter of control. She's not obeying your commands while you are not having treats. Am I right?
That is correct.
Okay, so this is very common, Phil. This is what we are paying the price for. So-called new way of the dog training, where the dog blindly just follow the treats. And, when something goes more appealing, like a running squirrel, cat, or something else, dogs normally tell us, forget you, daddy, or screw you, mother. I gotta take care of, catch that squirrel, or things like that. And the power of the treats is not enough for this particular situation. I think what your dog is lacking is reinforced obedience training. That's what I do. Reinforced obedience training is just teaching your dog to do something in the time when he or she would rather not, in the time when they would do something else, because most dogs listen us when nothing better to do. If something better than listen us, they're gone. So you need to go to the basics, and that basics involved homework, Phil. 2 times per day you need to do simple homework, which is require 2 things, collar and leash. Your dog must have some leash time. You put the collar and leash. I would put training collar by company Herm Springer, a pinch collar with quick release, so it would be easily to put it on and take it off. And I would put the 6-foot leather leash on this pinch collar. And first exercise I would do training attention. I would go at the mid of your backyard and make sure I would have a dog on a full leash. And if the dog goes something in one direction, I turn around and snap the leash in the opposite direction.
Right. I do that with her.
Okay. After that, I would do focusing on sit-stay and down-stay, because sit-stay and down-stay is a control exercises, okay? And after that, she does it when you have a treat in your hands. I'm talking about she does those
2 things when I don't have a treat, but if she loses attention, she will take off.
Okay, so are you talking about, okay, so mostly you need calm command, I guess. So in order to do that, I would put her on the 30-foot leash, 30-feet leash from the pet store. I would put her on, attached to the pinch collar again, and I would step on the end of that leash. And after that, I would be looking for the happy moment when she's gonna get distracted by something, or maybe take off, okay? And that particular moment, I will tell her, whatever her name is, Fluffy, come! And the Fluffy tells you, forget you, daddy, because I gotta chase that stuff. As soon as she chases, and before even she hits the end of the leash, you grab the leash and snap toward you as you say, come. And she will be surprised. How can you catch her from that distance? And that time when she comes to you, you will reward her. So this time you're using balanced approach. She gets correction for not coming to you from the distance. When she comes, she gets reward. After that, I would switch. After a few days, I would switch a 30-foot leash and 30-foot like a rope, very thin line, like a shoelace line, to give her feeling of being on its own. Make that rope shorten it up, and eventually I don't need the rope, because all what it takes, 3 rules of the dog training, which you maybe don't know. Rule number 1, never give to your dog any commands which you cannot enforce. Number 2, always reinforce your commands. And number 3, never repeat your words. Just say one time and doesn't pick up the rope and snap. That rope will give her feeling of being on its own but will give you chance to correct her all the time, every time. It just takes 1-2 weeks, and you're done with this issue, with any issues, as a matter of fact.
1-866-405-8405 to connect with anyone of the Dream Team right now. Animal communicator Joy Turner. She bridges that gap between you and your animal.
She gave me advice that worked real well.
Well, of course.
She told me, she spoke to my dog Simon, who was afraid of thunder.
Uh-huh.
She made me go through this little thing with clapping my hands. And do you want to know something as silly as I thought it sounded? It worked.
It worked.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It worked.
I got to tell you.
Thank you,
how
Joy.
well that works for thunder with animals.
Hi, Don. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. How are you?
Good. You're on with Joy Turner.
Hi, Joy. I had a question for you. I'm not sure you can help me or not. I had a pet 13 years ago, Pomeranian puppy, and she died accidentally, and I was hoping she didn't hold it against me.
Can you tell me her name?
Oh, yeah, Baby Doll.
Okay. She wants you to know that she is still just as sweet as ever, and she says accidents are just accidents, so she certainly does not hold you accountable.
Okay. Was she happy with me?
She says she was totally delighted being with you. She thinks she acted like she adored you.
Yeah, she was my shadow.
And she said you can't get happier than adoring.
Okay.
So she said not to worry anymore about that because she's been fine from the very beginning of that, not to worry.
Does she think I should get another one?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, she said if you want, she can arrange to come back in another body.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Don. Thanks for your call.
1-866-405-8405 to connect with any one of the Dream Team right now.
This is
Animal Radio. Hi, I'm Steve Garvey, and I'm here with my good friend, actor, and pet food guru, Dick Van Patten.
Hiya, Steve. It's good to see you.
Dick, my two dogs have been on your natural balance for years. They love it. They look great. So what's the secret?
It's simple. Our formulas are developed by top nutritionists and based on scientific fact. And then they're made with the best ingredients.
It's just a winning combination.
It is. Just like Russell to Lopes to Garvey.
Thanks for that. Hey, everyone. If you love your pets like I love mine, try Natural Balance.
When it comes to controlling cat box odor, there's no such thing as good enough. Buy the best or smell the rest. In other words, get World's Best Cat Litter with patented formulas made from whole kernel corn. World's Best Cat Litter is 100% natural and scientifically proven to deliver unsurpassed odor control, compact clumping, and longer-lasting use. See what a difference just one bag makes. And for a limited time, save big when you buy. To download a coupon, go to worldsbestcatlitter.com/radio.
Why read a newspaper in the age of the internet? Because you take the time to think things through, like your love of animals. You want to know where your voice and donations can be most effective. Animal People is the newspaper for people who care enough about animals to give real thought to how best to help animals. Request your free sample copy at www.animalpeoplenews.org.
Let's face it, life happens, from spills to pet stains. One Shot Plus Multi-Purpose Cleaner attacks everyday stains, eliminating the need for other cleaning products. Pet stains, crayon marks, mildew, one shot and it's gone. Safe for the environment, your pets, and your family. Call 1-866-734-1120 and mention Animal Radio. That's 1-866-734-1120 or go to oneshotplus.com to get yours now.
1-866-405-8405 to connect with any one of the Dream Team here at Animal Radio. Toll free, Dr. Debbie at your beck and call, dog father Joey Villani, animal communicator Joy Turner, and Vladi, the world famous Russian dog wizard, and Susan Sims. She's our travel expert because she's the publisher of Fido Friendly Magazine. She's doing it all the time. And I was thinking, what better person to give us the Dodge Journey Pet Destination of the Week than Susan Sims, since she seems to get around so much.
Yeah,
so
she knows all the good places.
Of course, the Dodge Journeys won the 2010 Pet Safe Choice Award with fold-down stain-resistant seats, a chill zone glove box cooler for the drinks. Gotta love that. And multiple storage options with removable, washable liners. So if you have a dirty dog, you can keep the car clean. It's easy to see why the Dodge Journey is the best car for every member of the family, even those with tails. Okay, Susan, I'm waiting. You see a lot of places. I'm very curious to know what your Dodge Journey pet destination is.
I have to tell you, I am going to choose Seattle, but there's so much to say about Seattle. I'm just going to pick a hotel, a restaurant, and an off-leash dog park to die for.
A triple header here, folks. Okay, so a good hotel. Let's hear a good pet-friendly hotel, and this is Seattle, you say?
In Seattle, it's the Vintage Park. It's a Kimpton hotel, and for all those familiar with Kimpton, they just roll out the red carpet for you and Fido. And we had a view of the Space Needle from our room.
Gotta love that.
That was fabulous.
And now the restaurant.
Let's go to the restaurant. Now, this is part of the Vintage Park, and it's called Tulio. Now, you're not going to be able to dine there because they don't offer al-fresco dining, but of course, we don't do that anyway. We order room service.
Of course.
That is what you do when you travel with your dogs. Everybody gets in their pajamas and you order room service. So Tulio is our pick because this is just fine dining, and you can find some yummy stuff on there for Fido too, but it is excellent. It's called Tulio. It is part of Vintage Park Hotel.
Okay, and now where do we take the dog?
If you want to have Fido stretch his leg, he's been traveling, you're going to take him to Marymore Park. It's 40 acres of off-leash fun.
That's
huge.
Our Dodge Journey Pet Destination of the Week, a triple header with Susan Sims, of course, the Vintage Park, Kimpton Hotel, Tulio to eat, and then the Marymore Park, 40-acre dog park. All of these up at the website at animalradio.com. We should start a book with all the locations that we have. Checking in Seattle. Now, if you want to check in next week and be the Dodge Journey Pet Destination of the Week, give us a call at 1-866-405-8405 and share with the rest of the world the place that you take your animal.
I have to say, this is another West Coaster, guys.
Yeah, need some more East Coasters.
East Coast, come on.
Here's a fact. 17,000 years ago, the first dog was domesticated from a pack of wolves. Here's another fact. The Dodge Journey is a domesticated crossover, a direct descendant of our muscle cars. The Journey recently won the 2010 Pet Safe Choice Award, an honor decided by humans and dogs. Was it the stain-resistant seating, the in-floor storage bins with removable and washable liners, or is it that dogs relate to this vehicle?
Kimpton Hotels and Restaurants, the very first full-service hotel to respect and welcome pets. Kimpton's hospitality program offers plush beds, designer dining bowls, pet treats, toys, along with services for dog walking and pet sitting. No restrictions for size, weight, or type of animal, as well as 0 fees or pet deposits. Come stay at a Kimpton hotel whenever you travel. L.A., San Francisco, San Diego, Chicago, Dallas, and many more. Go to www.kimptonhotels.com for Kimpton Hospitality.
Animal Radio is brought to you by SeniorPetProducts.com. As your best friend settles into middle age and shows signs of slowing down, SeniorPetProducts.com is there to help your senior pets live to the fullest with thousands of products for the life of your pet. SeniorPetProducts.com.
Since the great Joey Villani has joined Animal Radio, our pets look exquisite. Not only the dogs, but even the turtles. The pet turtles look shiny. The iguanas look healthy. Didn't know you could groom an iguana, huh?
That's the turtles. I use turtle wax, so what do you want?
The cats actually look pretty good, and I never really thought much about grooming my cats before Joey came into my life. But you do a lot. You used to do about 30 a week, huh?
I groomed a lot of kitties, let me tell you. Yes. We were the only ones that wanted to deal with them. Sometimes they're just a little more difficult to deal with. So we had a school, so we used to put the students on them. Let the students get bit.
Yeah. Well, so if you have a cat, you want to be listening up today, this tip from Joey Villani brought to you by SeniorPetProducts.com. You can get 25% off your entire purchase at SeniorPetProducts.com. Now's the time to help your older pet and get a huge discount at the same time, from beds to supplements, stairs, grooming aids. You'll find more than just great stuff for your furry friend. Look for the Animal Radio logo and put in the promotional code RADIOSPP before you start your shopping, and you'll get 25% off. If you use Chondroflex or Synovaflex, either of these products, they have the lowest prices anywhere, plus you'll get that 25% discount on top of that. That's at SeniorPetProducts.com, and they bring us Joey Villani. And today we're talking kitty with Joey Villani on Animal Radio.
Okay. So, like I said, I wanted to do this one. I wanted to do this one for you, Hal, because I know you got to deal with cats.
I love my kitties, yeah.
So there you go. But anyway, cats need regular grooming as well. And a lot of people either wait too long to bring them to the groomer or they suffer with a lot of hair in their house. Now, there's two things, or actually a few things that we could do here. Number one, let's start by cutting our cat's nails before we do this. Just in case you get a cat that gets a little aggressive. There's 5 things you always got to worry about. 2 front paws, 2 back paws, and teeth. Okay, so we got to make sure that we get all of them under control. So if you have someone to help you, what you want to do is I call it scruffing the cat by the back of the neck, just so you got a good firm grip. You don't want to hurt it, but a good firm grip where you can control the head. Cut the nails 1 nail at a time. Now, when you cut cats' nails, they're clear. You can see the quick. Don't go anywhere near it, okay? Because what you could do is just take the tips off, and that'll definitely help out a lot. The teeth, well, that's another story. Just stay away from them. On a short-haired cat, you want to get that hair because you know what? How every time the cat lays on something black, you know how it is.
Yeah. Look at my shirt.
Look at him.
You're bringing them either to the cleaner or you're going to wear it. Okay. So instead of having to wear it or bring it to the cleaner, let's take care of the cat. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with 2 items that you can buy. And you know what? I know Senior Pet Products actually sells items very similar.
Okay.
Number 1 is a rubber curry brush. Just by doing that, running that down your cat. And the cats, it's almost like a massage. Most cats are going to like it. And what you're going to do is you're going to get a lot of coat out. Put the cowl, put the cat on a towel, okay? And what you can do then is just roll the towel up and shake it outside and wash it. But you're going to get a lot of dandruff and hair off. The other product that you can use, it's called a carding comb. Now, you might know it as a Furminator type tool. And what that'll do, it has tiny little teeth. Very lightly, you're going to go down the cat's coat. Now, what it's going to do is going to grab the coat. So it's going to help even remove the hair that's not completely off the cat, but just what's loose that's still in the skin. And what you'll do is you'll furminate all that out. You do that once a week, and you'll have a lot of success. Now, on long-haired cats need attention because, I don't know, did you ever see a cat that matted so bad they almost look like they had a tortoise shell?
Oh, we had to shave them, yeah. So it's horrible if you wait too long.
And the worst is there's 2 bad things about shaving a cat. Number 1, it's a dangerous situation. Even the best groomer in the world, a cat's skin is so thin and delicate that it tears real easy. And even the best groomer in the world, when they're clipping a cat down, they have to get it close to the skin because that's, believe it or not, the safest blade to use. Leaving more hair on the cat and using different blades is more dangerous. So what you have to do is you have to use that, and also you got to get underneath the mat. But if we started out if you see a mat start, go in with the end of a comb, like with 1 or 2 teeth, go underneath that mat, and you can pick it out. And believe it or not, you'll work it out where it's not going to hurt your cat. And remove that. You can remove basically that whole shell, that whole mat. Now, after that, all you have to do is comb the cat out, and the cat's fine. And believe me, you don't want to shave your cats because cats are a proud animal, and believe me, humility does set in because it looks. I'm gonna tell you something. We did a lot of them, but I don't like the way it looks at all. Some people like that line cut look. Your cat does not like it. Your cat is usually humiliated the first time it gets shaved bald because everyone's pointing. Ha ha! Look at the cat, and the cat runs under the couch and doesn't come out. So if you do just those 2 minor things to either your short to medium hair, and then your long hair, you'll be very successful and have squeaky, shiny, clean cats.
The cats are looking at me now because they know later today they're going to be
what's going to happen.
Grooming time.
Oh, they'll love it.
And I suggest do a shot of whiskey beforehand, just and gauntlets. If you have chainmail gauntlets, you might want to wear those. Joey Villani, ladies and gentlemen, on Animal Radio. 1-866-405-8405 to connect with any one of the Dream Team right now, including the always recognizable Joey Villani.
You're going to use that now, aren't you?
Judy, you'll reschedule Ant Guy, won't you?
Of course, I was really looking forward to this interview.
Yeah, we ran out of time today. We were supposed to have Mark Moffat on, and he is the Jane Goodall of ants. And he actually wrote a great book, and he says that ants may look the same, but they do have individual, distinct personalities, and ants recognize each other like humans would recognize each other.
Really?
Yeah,
my.
And he also says that even terrorism exists among ants.
I also saw that they take slaves.
So it's...
Yeah.
Well,
oh, my.
Yeah, we got to get him back on hopefully next week. He'll be on with us. We got to get out of here. Remember, you can email us all week long at yourvoice@animalradio.com or call us. We have a voicemail attached to 1-866-405-8405. See you next week.
Bye.
This is Animal Radio
Network.